We know that when it comes to your love of Magic the Gathering, that you are always watching, and so are we. And today, in the finals of the Pro Tour here at Shadows over Innistrad, BDM, we were always watching great Magic players playing great Magic.
Absolutely, 8 different decks. Always watching a big part of the mono white humans deck. Not a deck we saw in our top 8, but we did have 8 amazing decks, 8 amazing players playing on Sunday at Pro Tour Shadows over Innistrad. Let's take a look at the bracket.
Right, so there we have Finkel Mengucci, Scott Vargas Yasuoka, Nelson Rubin, Manfield Salvado. Amazing stuff. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's look at that matchup between Hall of Famer Luis Scott Vargas playing Black-Green Aristocrats, an exciting deck that, uses Zulaport Cutthroat and, Westvale Abbey and Nantuko Husk and all these great sacrifice effects versus Shota Yasuoka playing his tried and true Esper Dragons. Former Player of the Year, Hall of Famer Shota Yasuoka advanced to the semifinals over Luis Scott Vargas.
Who would he meet in the semis?
Well, at the top of the bracket, Andrea Mengucci, the World Magic Cup champion, played against John Finkel, the most trophied player in the history of the game, one of the most, 16 Pro Tour top 8s, and he was playing Seasons Pass Control, but Andrea Mengucci, Bant Company, the last Bant Company player standing, advanced to the semifinals.
Both the bottom matches in the bracket were 3-0 sweeps, but who won them?
Well, Steve Rubin, the only player in this top 8 without a trophy, got past former Player of the Year Brad Nelson playing green-white tokens, one of the exciting new decks here at this tournament, and Seth Manfield, playing against Luis Salvado. Seth Manfield, our world champion, advanced 3-0 over Salvado, playing this crazy red-white Eldrazi Goggles deck. So it was Steve Rubin versus Seth Manfield in the semifinals.
Right, but first we had Andrea Mengucci against Yasuoka. That looked like a good one. It turned out to be a good one. Winner?
The winner was Andrea Mengucci, Bant Company, all the way through to the finals. The deck everyone was worried about.
So who's going to beat it? Would it be green-white tokens? Would it be Esper Control? Or would Bant Company take it down? What happened in semi-final
It was green-white tokens and Steve Rubin, who advanced to the finals to play against Andrea Mengucci. And remember, the decks these players chose were to beat Bant Company. And Steve Rubin was provided that opportunity in the finals, and he made the most of it.
Right.
Archangel Avacyn, Secure the Wastes, all sorts of, Nissa, all sorts of cards of Oath of Nissa. It was just a tremendous deck. He took it in 4 games, and Steve Rubin gets the first trophy of his young Magic career. It was a tremendous event, and it was great to watch him do it, and we heard some great words from him at the end where he talked about what he does and his philosophy about playing Magic. I advise you, if you're someone looking to improve at the game, listen to what Steve Rubin had to say.
First thing is to realize that nobody's perfect. I mean, I certainly did not play this tournament perfectly, or the finals, or anything for that matter. But understand that the game is going to continue on, and there's no. It's almost expected. I have a thing for every Pro Tour where once per day I allow myself. It sounds kind of silly, but I allow myself one big mistake. It's just going to happen. I'm not the best technical player, but I can play with the best of them, and sometimes you make a mistake. If you know it's going to happen eventually, I'm going to make a mistake. As long as you have the mentality of, well, I need to keep going, then it's not so bad. So at least that's how I think about it, but I guess it worked out for me here.
The champion of Pro Tour Shadows over Innistrad is Steve Rubin. We'll see you next time.